Every car, every technology, and every powertrain comes with its pros and cons. But if there's one critical factor that every buyer worries about, it is the running cost, even if the car is worth more than 30 lakh rupees. If you're looking for a comfortable and reliable 3-row car for your family, is it finally time to think beyond petrol or diesel models? Well, we're talking about features, we're talking about practicality, running costs, how are these cars to drive and how safe they are. Should you go for the newbie, the Mahindra XEV 9S, or choose the old workhorse, the Toyota Innova Hycross? We'll find it out today in this video. But before that, if you still haven't subscribed to Car and Bike, please do it right now. Also press the bell icon so that we can get you all the latest from the world of Indian auto industry right here. So exclusively here on Car and Bike, here's a face-off between two 3-row cars, one hybrid and one electric. Let's see which one ticks more boxes. Flush door handles on the 9S, conventional full door handles on the Hycross. You tell us in the comments which one do you like more. But crucially, the 9S gets a higher ground clearance of more than 200 millimeters, while both the cars get the same size on the alloy wheels, which is 18 inches. But extremely crucial is the length and the wheelbase, and in both those aspects, the Hycross beats 9S. It's taller as well. It's only the width in which the 9S gets the better of this one. The 9S is a more modern car and clearly its design appeals in a better way. It looks closer to an SUV from whichever angle you look at it, while the Hycross has more MPV kind of look, though it doesn't really fall into that bracket. Now this latest EV from Mahindra is really a modern day car in every sense. You come into the cabin and you get that feeling instantly. Look at this, a triple screen setup, 12.3 inch, 3 screens here including the cluster, the touchscreen system, and of course a separate screen for the passenger as well. So you do feel pampered sitting inside this car. You're still not done, because what you get is ventilation on both the front seats along with electric settings as well, even for the passenger. There's a panoramic sunroof as well, and the crazy thing is that both the sunroof and these triple screens are standard, which means you get them even on the base variant. You have a heads-up display, you have a 16-speaker Harman sound system with Dolby Atmos, a wireless charger and a whole lot of connectivity features. So this is a cabin that you will instantly like. However, lack of physical buttons on the dash is something which might take time in getting used to. And white upholstery too is not ideal for our conditions, as it is prone to get dirty faster. Now the Hycross has been around for a while, so naturally the cabin feels a bit dated. It's a smaller screen, no fancy triple or double screen setup. It's a 10-inch unit and it's basic in terms of options as well. Conventional cluster too. But what I like is the ergonomics in this cabin. A lot of physical buttons nicely laid out. Ease of use is better when compared to the 9S because all the functions are well within your reach, easy to find them even when you're driving. You get a 9-speaker JBL sound system that performs well. Both the front seats get ventilation and the driver's seat also gets electric settings along with memory settings. That's quite nice. There's no wireless charger here, but only on the Hycross you get both A and C type ports. On the 9S it's only C type all along. And yes, a pano sunroof is there on this car as well. Use of soft touch materials makes the cabin feel premium and is one of the reasons why the Hycross appeals to a lot of families. But how are the second rows on both the cars? Let's find out. A lot of you will buy the Hycross for being on the second row, and this is where this car truly excels, because look at this, only here you get the option of captain seats and you can recline them electrically as well. But the best part are these. For additional support for your thigh and calf, you get ottoman seats here in this car, and you can get a proper lounge position to get a more relaxed and a comfortable drive for long hours. That's not all. You also get your individual climate control on the second row, something that you won't see on the XEV 9S. It's tough to beat the second row comfort of a car like the Hycross, but the 9S also has some aces up its sleeve. You don't get captain seats here, you do get sunshades here. The seats can be adjusted but not electrically. You can slide and recline them manually. But two really good features are there which are missing on the Hycross. One, seat ventilation here on the second row, even if the seat is a bench seat. And this, the boss mode. Sitting here, you can actually push the front seat forward, which helps in practicality. And yes, even on the second row, you get a wireless charger in the XEV 9S. On the third row, you sit a little higher up, and spending long hours in the 9S, especially for taller occupants, could be a challenge. The Toyota third row promises a better experience. Well, because of captain seats, access to the third row is quite simple here in the Hycross, and the good thing is that 3 passengers are allowed to sit here versus 2 in the 9S. And crucially, you get a boss mode here on the third row, manual though, but just pull a lever and push the seat in front of you forward to create more space for yourself. If it's a family mover, boot space also becomes crucial. We tried to fit in as much luggage as possible in both the cars, with all 3 rows being used. With all 3 rows being used, this is the kind of luggage you can store inside the XEV 9S, which isn't a lot, but it's not really less as well. But we're still not done, because look at this. With hydraulic struts, you get 150 liters of trunk space on the 9S, something that's only possible on an electric vehicle. Is the Hycross better in terms of boot space with all 3 rows being used? Let's find out. Well, for starters, it gets an electric tailgate which is missing on the 9S. And look at this, even with all 3 rows, you get a space of 300 liters, which means you can fit in one extra and bigger bag in this cabin. So that's all about design, cabin and practicality. But now let's focus on some more critical factors: drive experience, running cost, and yes, safety. And we start with the EV. Of course, the big talking point on both these cars will be how cost effective are they to run. But we'll come to that in a bit. Before that, let's compare just how powerful or how performance oriented both these setups are. Now, the good thing with an EV is that because EVs usually come with multiple battery pack options, you can choose the kind of power or torque or range that you want out of the setup. Now, this feature-loaded Pack 3 comes with only the biggest battery pack option available on the 9S, that is 79 kWh. The other options are 70 and 59. But for that, you have to choose lower variants of the SUV. Now, maximum power here comes to around 280 bhp, which is a really good number. And peak torque also is around 380 Newton meters. Now, of course, EVs give you all the torque right from the word go, but this number is quite high again, which means you get a car that's really quick and fast, and you like that as a driver. And you have different drive modes as well. So if you want higher power or more range, you can choose a desired mode and get the kind of output you're looking for from this setup. There are 5 modes in all, namely default, range, everyday, race and snow. But what's really special is the boost mode that takes the performance to a new level, even if for a short while. And while the Innova Hycross for the longest times has always been known for its fantastic ride quality, doesn't matter which row are you sitting on this Pack 3 with the adaptive suspension, the 9S also excels. So I've driven it across different roads in good conditions, in bad conditions, at good speeds. The ride quality has really impressed me on this SUV. Maybe in terms of handling and body roll, the Innova is slightly better when compared to the 9S, because when you change lanes at high speeds or you're taking corners, you feel a little more reassured in the Hycross than you do in this SUV. On the Hycross, the numbers are not as high as the 9S when it comes to performance. But is it enough to pull the weight of 7 to 8 occupants? Now, there's a 2-liter petrol engine here, along with, of course, an electric motor. The maximum power you get is around 180 bhp and peak torque crosses 200 Nm. Now, when you compare it to the 9S, of course, it is significantly lesser, but independently, I think the Hycross has always worked well with these kind of numbers. It may not provide you the same level of enthusiasm that you see on an EV like the 9S, but if you take it out on the roads, even with a lot of occupants sitting inside, you will not be disappointed by the response this car is giving you. Now, what you may not like after driving an EV here in the Hycross is the CVT gearbox, the spool that you hear. The rubber band effect is very much evident even on a big car like this. So the throttle has to be pressed in a gentle manner. A lot of times you cannot really put the pedal to the pedal and expect outright performance from this vehicle. Even though you have the power mode, and there along with the sport mode, the enthusiasm of the car increases but maybe not to the same levels as you get on a pure EV. Eco, normal and power drive modes are available in only the higher variants, while paddle shifts also enhance the performance on the Hycross. Ride quality is good too, and so is handling. Those two attributes have been sort of hallmarks for the Hycross for so many years now. So when you're driving this car, if you're changing lanes at high speeds or you're going through some bad patches of the road, you are so well insulated from those conditions that you hardly find any faults with the setup. The ride is equally comfortable on all the rows from the first row till the third row. Now to the all-important question of range and running cost. Now this bigger battery pack, you get a claimed range of almost 700 kilometers, but Mahindra says even in the real world you get around 500 kilometers. And we have seen that because we've been driving this car for a few days now, and even after 50% battery has been consumed, the car is still good to go for another 262 kilometers. Now it's been a mix of different driving modes, including range mode as well. And if you're getting 500 kilometers real world range, I think that's a fantastic figure to have on an EV that you can use every day. And just like you get multiple battery pack options, you also get multiple regen levels, including single pedal driving. So if you're running out of battery, these features will come and sort of elongate your travel distance to give you a safer drive even if your battery is running out. Our test also revealed that the actual range you can squeeze out of this battery pack is quite close to the real world number claimed by Mahindra. Overall, you can expect an efficiency of 7 km per kilowatt hour in everyday use across different modes. AC home charging would cost you 1 to 2 rupees per kilometer depending on the city, and even if fast charged, running cost tops at 4 rupees per kilometer. In comparison, the hybrid won't be as cost effective, but it certainly saves you money when compared to a regular petrol. And remember, it charges by itself. But of course, economics are important in any car, and that is why people choose hybrids, because they get a lot of fuel efficiency. So the claim figure here is 22 kilometers to a liter. It's difficult to achieve in your everyday use, but if you drive in a mild manner, in a subtle way, using a lot of the EV mode, you can easily achieve around 17-18 kilometers per liter. And that for a car which is as big as this, it runs on a big petrol engine, is a good number. If you look at the cost, even if you consider that this car is giving you 20 kilometers to a liter of petrol, the running cost comes to approximately 5 rupees per kilometer, which of course is higher than when you compare it to an EV, but is lesser when you compare it to most petrol or diesel vehicles. Safety of course is covered with 6 standard airbags and a whole lot of level 2 ADAS functions. Plus you also get a 360 view camera, the quality of which could be slightly better. However, a more loaded ADAS suite is probably the only missing link in a vehicle which otherwise feels complete. I think if you look at the ADAS suite in totality, the 9S comes across as a better option between these two cars because A, you get more features, and I think the level of intrusion is slightly better on this one. The display you get on the cluster is really helpful. You also have a head-up display. The clarity of the 360 camera is better here. And in terms of overall safety, you get an extra airbag here for the driver, the knee airbag, which also increases the quotient of safety on this one. Interestingly, both cars also have their proper ICE siblings. It's the 7XO for 9S, while the Hycross also has variants without the hybrid powertrain, albeit with lesser features. Talking about the prices, the 9S ranges from 20,70,000 rupees to 30,20,000 rupees ex-showroom, and this price includes an 11.2 kilowatt AC charger. The Hycross hybrid ranges from 26.76 lakh rupees to 32 lakh rupees ex-showroom, while the pure petrol model range for personal use starts at 19.53 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Now between these two cars, I'm talking about the top variants. The 9S is a little more affordable to buy and a lot more economical to run. It's also more tech savvy and gets many more features both on the front row as well as on the second row. But the Hycross importantly is a little more practical and has always been a reliable and a comfortable family mover. So in the end, I'll say this. In terms of absolute numbers, our electric option has a slight edge over the hybrid. It is cheaper to own and cheaper to run. The Hycross scores over the 9S when it comes to space and practicality, with its self-charging ability making it better suited for unplanned road trips. Both are pretty close, and the final choice could well be a more personal one. So if I had to do it, I would tilt towards the 9S purely from the performance part that will come at the expense of having to be a bit more planned with my road trips. But would you make that choice too? Or will the popular Hycross with its possible better resale value be your pick? Let me know in the comments and keep following Car and Bike.